On Tuesday, it was announced that 20 staffers at Elon Musk's DOGE office suddenly decided to quit. 20 people on this already very tiny staff said, we simply cannot do this anymore. We're not going to be the ones to pick apart the federal government. We're done. And I got to tell you, that might be the best piece of news that I have seen in months. Because apparently these DOGE staffers had a conscience. But more importantly, they realized that they're working for an organization that is straight up lying to the American people every opportunity that they get. Because what's happened in the last week is not something that anyone at DOGE needs to be proud of, because they have been busted on lie after lie after lie. And of course, it all started with Elon Musk and his lies about Social Security, paying people that are allegedly into their 300s, which of course didn't happen. The only reason they thought that is because these DOGE staffers didn't understand the programming language of the Social Security database. To make things worse, these DOGE staffers apparently either didn't understand math or didn't know how to read when they lied to the American public and said that they had cut an $8 billion contract for a private contractor working for the Immigrations and Customs Enforcement. They came out and announced on their website, $8 billion we just saved by cutting this contract. But it wasn't $8 billion. It was $8 million. $8 million. But they told everybody in their big announcements, told everybody via their website, it was $8 billion. And that, of course, accounted for half of the $16 billion that they said that they had cut from the federal government. But their math gets a little murkier from there too. Because they say they cut 16, but then you go to a different part of the website and they say they've cut $80 billion in fraud. $80 billion! But again, their real receipts that they've posted only show $16 billion. And again, half of that was the $8 billion that was actually $8 million, so it's really only $8 billion that they've cut, not $80 billion. Oh, and it gets even funnier too, because they, again, don't understand math and they don't know how to read. One of those two, probably, possibly both. Because the $8 billion that they've actually cut, which is a tenth of what they claim to have cut, only 40% of that is actually cuttable. Because the contracts that they've canceled have actually already been paid. So they technically didn't save anything. So it's not $80 billion, it's not $16 billion, it's not $8 billion, it's more like $2 or $3 billion. And of course, each and every one of these times that the DOGE office goes out there and makes these grand announcements or posts these receipts, media all over the country, including right-wing media, is now fact-checking them and saying, wait a minute, you guys didn't add your numbers up correctly, or you didn't read the fact that the contract you've allegedly cut has already been paid. So you're actually not doing anything other than, of course, firing a bunch of federal workers that you have no idea what their jobs actually are or how important their jobs are. Because, as we've talked about multiple times, a lot of the people that have been fired, specifically with the nuclear agency, and then again, the people on the front lines of the bird flu, they had to go back and unfire all of them. So DOGE has in fact been a disaster. Firing people left and right, sending Republican politicians into a frenzy over the fact that these firings are now impacting their local economies, having to unfire people because you didn't understand how important their jobs were because none of you are government workers, and then lying to the public about how much you've actually saved. So at least 20 people at DOGE had enough of a conscience, had enough good sense to say, screw this, I'm out. So to those 20 people, kudos to you. I'm proud of you. I am happy that you did this. Because your leaving this agency shows how corrupt and deceptive it has been. And it's good to know that there were at least some people there that wouldn't put up with it anymore. Thanks for watching today, everybody. And don't forget, if you're not already, please do subscribe to this channel. We have fresh content going up every single day, and I would really hate for you to miss out on that. And speaking of missing out, if you're not following me across all other social media outlets, then get on it. You can follow the links in the description of this video.